One of the last poets called y'all candy wrappers, but I choose to call y'all garbage crappers. You, your money and your bling, talking like you know everything. You gotta steal your courses because you can't sing. Your teeth are all capped out in gold and you're sporting your biggest ring. You got a crown on your head because you're pretending to be a king. But no matter what you do, it can't take away the sting. You're spewing a bunch of garbage because it's part of your trade. But the damage you do doesn't seem to ever fade. What the hell, you don't care as long as you're being paid. Your family thinks you're a king of hearts, but you're nothing but a spade. Trashing women in your lyrics, saying that you got it made. Putting another woman down when you say that you got laid. Telling kids to drop out of school so they never make the grade. Spewing the darkness that you spew until it becomes a darker shade. You think you got the world by the tail, but you can't see the edges are frayed. You climbed out of poverty, but perhaps you should have stayed. Because you seem to have missed the big picture and the messages you rap. Walking around like you own it in your newest baseball cap. Like when they were handing out intelligence, you were somewhere taking a nap. They gave you directions, but I guess you needed a map. And you forgot them pretty quickly, but then pot doesn't allow for too much of a gap. I guess what we need to do is get you an identity app. Or maybe a seeing-eyed dog that likes to sit in your lap. Something that can think for you and you only have to give it a tap. Because I've heard enough of your lyrics and they're definitely nothing but crap. You're only glorifying violence, drug dealing, and crime. You're selling out your own people for a nickel or a dime. And when you're arrested, you'll be yelling that you shouldn't have to do the time. You're like an empty-headed thing caught up in a pathetic mind. When are you gonna wake up, look around, and see the sign? Or are you too self-centered, caught up in your own shine, to see that what you're doing is just leaving behind a dirty grime, all for the sake of one more pathetic rhyme? We don't need any more people bringing our youth down. We certainly don't need one more sorry-ass clown. Our youth looking for something from you, but what have they found? Nothing but the directions to be tied up and bound, or how to get a bullet in the head and a hole in the ground. And you need to know that your songs aren't worth their lives pound for pound. You're like a wind-up toy, but I wish you hadn't been wound. Because this sad, sad story only ever goes round. You have the right tool, but you've never used it. You took your God-given talent and then you abused it. So now rap's synonymous with hate because that's what you fuse to it. And there seems to be no turning back, but I don't want to get used to it. It seems that all you've done is to add some blues to it. And I'm talking about feelings because it seems you've added bad news to it. Now you're sitting around watching YouTube, counting the numbers of views to it. But how many of our youth have you only lied to and now they just lose to it? You don't have the courage to speak the truth, but maybe you don't know it. Maybe you've begun to believe your own hype, but you should forgo it. You had a chance to make a difference and you've chosen to blow it. You could help our youth find their self-esteem and then grow it. But all you'll ever do is take your own ball of pain and then throw it. Your lyrics are nothing but a recipe for failure on repeat. And by the time a youth memorizes them, he's reached his defeat. May as well just push the button to delete, because he's been swallowed up by your message and your deceit. All the while just believing that he's just driven to the beat. Well, you've just taught him how to fall rather than to stand on his feet. Now isn't that a nice package wrapped up in meat? You did a crime and he takes the heat.